What is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here. We are back for match number 5 of this modern league. We're currently 2-2. We have lost the die roll here, and this hand is no good. This hand is a lot better. We're going to keep. I think we just bottom. Maybe it's even Ethereal Armor here, because we can turn to a Spirit Mantle. Spirit Mantle might be like very important. I think Ethereal Armor is going to be more aggressive, and because we've got the ley line, it also gets buffed up. So although the Spirit Mantle might be like extremely important to us, we have 2 draws to see a 1-mana aura, and opponent leads on Street Wraith here. Are they Death Shadow? I really hope they are Death Shadow, because that means no Living End. If it's Living End, we're going to be pretty sad. Snow Forest, oh god. Oh, okay, that's fine. Well, we draw a Spirit Mantle anyway here. Opponent with the Flame Blade Adept. So this is going to be like a Hollowed One deck, right? And they're going to look to like discard cards out of their hand and cheat in some Hollow Ones for 0 mana. Burning Inquiry. Oh, we draw and discard a Daybreak, a Rancor, and an Ethereal Armor, and we keep a Daybreak and Spirit Mantle in hand here. Oh wait, we already had the Ethereal Armor in hand, actually, sorry. We saw an extra mana source. So opponent with a big Flame Blade attack and a Flamewake Phoenix over here. This creature's got menace, so we can't block it. They can attack there. I think we just play this Temple Garden in tapped. Chant our creature, attack for 3. Next time we can Daybreak. Hopefully they don't kill us in the meantime. And we just get our land into play in a manner which does not deal damage to ourselves, right? Cycling Forgotten Cave. Cycling Street Wraith, that's their 3rd Street Wraith of the game. And attacking with Flamewake Phoenix, and the Flame Blade Adept. Alright, I was going to say, that's an interesting creature to leave back on chump blocking duty. Opponent plays the Hollow One now. Alright, and we find Windswept Teeth. So, big old no-brainer here. We slam down this Daybreak Coronet. We attack for 7. We gain some life. Next turn, Spirit Mantle will get us the win. And it looked like my opponent was going to concede for a moment there, but then they chose not to. Alright, any more tricks for our opponent here? We're on 16 life. It's going to be pretty hard for them to brute force here. Maybe with like a Blood Moon they'd be able to get there. They did do a Goblin Lore. Hollow Car. Oh, Underworld Breach. Interesting. And a Hollow One and a Life from the Loam here. So that means they're multiple colors. We can't block any of these creatures. Well, that's not true. We could actually fetch a Dried Arbor and chump block the Flame Blade Adept, actually. I might just fetch a Plains here, because maybe playing around Blood Moon might be important. We do just have the win with the Spirit Mantle, though, but I'll draw another card and see what we find. I think I'd prefer to give away the Spirit Mantle information over the Grispoon information. Alright, so game 1 goes to us on the draw as well, which is pretty nice. I wonder if they're rocking like 3 colors here. We really didn't see too much of their deck. I think we can pretty much guarantee a Blood Moon though. And we can also guarantee our Graveyard Hate is going to be very strong. Excuse me. Very interesting whatever was going on in my throat just then. Alright, so creatures to potentially take out. I mean, maybe 2 core Spirit Dancers. I don't think I want to go too hard on taking them all out, though. I guess we just take out the Ley Lines and the Night of Autumn as well. We're not guaranteed that they're on black. Even though they're running the Street Wraiths, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have a single black land in the deck. They might just be running it as the cycle effect. We did see Life from the Loam though, so I do expect green. Does that make me want to have the Heroic Intervention to play around like a Destructive Revelry? Quite possible. But then again, a lot of these decks, instead of running the Destructive Revelry, they run the newer 2-mana enchantment instead, which deals 1 damage each time your opponent casts a non-creature spell, and then you, for 1 mana, can sack it to destroy an enchantment and deal 2 damage to them. It nets a lot more damage than Destructive Revelry on its own, right? We can always change things from where we're at. Let's submit this one. There's also potential for opponent to like do Simeon's Spirit Guide into like a turn 1 Burning Inquiry and make us discard a Hexproof guy, which would suck. Opponent keeping a 7. I think this is probably too slow. I think this hand with a Daybreak Coronet, and I'd be tempted to keep. Yikes. Alright, we're going to keep this one. Bottom a Force of Vigor. We got interaction in the form of Surgical Extraction, so we can strip away a whole bunch of creatures from their library. And I'll probably elect to do like the turn 3 Core Spirit Dancer rather than the turn 2 one. It's for double Flameblade Adept, and they miss a land drop. Let's chill. Because they're only on 1 mana, their hand's full of value. They're going to be very incentivized to do stuff during their own turn. All right, let's get rid of this Street Wraith and see what we're looking at as well. All right, so their hand is Burning Inquiry, Grape Shot, Hollowed One, Underworld Breach. And they've got 2 Blast Zones in their library, some Underworld Breaches. All right, well, this isn't too bad. And I think I also saw Blood Moons there, actually. Let me take a look at my screenshot. Yeah, 3 Blood Moons as well. But currently in hand... Alright, let's hope our Spirit Dancer lives. Spirit Dancer to the grave. Man, oh man. No, he draws... He drew what? What did he draw that allowed him to play Burning... Oh, he already had mana up and then he just played the Burning Inquiry that was in hand. So, Burning Inquiry is out of hand. Second Burning Inquiry is out of hand. And Grape Shot is out of hand. That's kind of helpful. Hollowed One being cast for free. This leaves an Underworld Breach in their hand. And unfortunately, we lose our Spirit Dancer here. Opponent attacking for 5 with these Flame Blade Adepts. We're in a lot of trouble here. I don't know how we get out of this. We have to cycle a Horizon Canopy as well. Alright, we find a Hexproof guy. Maybe a Razor Verge Thicket. Double Hexproof guys. So pretty much what we have to do is play Hexproof guy, chump block the Hollowed One, and then take wide damage from Blade Adapt and hope it's not too much. There's a Lightning Bolt. That's going to just defeat us. It's a nice draw, but they did see a few cards with their Burning Inquiry, to be fair to them. Alright, so on the play here... So in their deck, they have Lightning Bolts as a 4 of, and that's all the burn spells. So Leyline of Sanctity is definitely a no-go here. We're on the plays, so we're going to get to resolve our turn 1 creature, even if our opponent makes us discard stuff. I think Rest in Peace here is probably significantly stronger than Surgical Extraction, because it is a replacement effect and will stop cards from hitting the graveyard and stop their Flame Blade Adepts from like buffing and everything. I'm not like super sold on Surgical Extraction. Knight of Autumn actually seems reasonably decent to me. And he's got a couple of Blast Zones. So Heroic Intervention gains a little bit of value in my eyes. So if we remove these Surgical Extractions, bring in the Knight of Autumn and the Heroic Interventions, maybe we can look to shave a Force of Vigor, particularly on the play. And then we could just submit that. All right, let's go with this one. I was also considering maybe bringing an extra Griff Spoon. An extra Core Spirit Dance. I don't think it's worth it. It's like a very risky hand, especially with Burning Inquiry. Let's look for a better one. Alright, well, we've got to be like ridiculously unlucky here. If they don't have a Lightning Bolt, this is like very good, but it's also extremely risky. This same hand with like the Dryad Arbor replaced with like a Hyena Umbra is probably a keep. Because then we could like double Umbra it and get it to survive most scenarios. Here, if we keep this and they have Lightning Bolt, we just do nothing. I think we can see a better 5, but like also our auras are extremely good, and he's got very little in the forms of burn spells, right? So opponent keeps S7. I think I'm going to gamble this and keep. And then just bottom the Windswept. Actually, you know what? We're on a mull. What am I talking about? We bottom the Dryad Arbor here. We lead on Windswept Heath, and then we can resolve the Spider Umbra, and we're all perfectly fine and dandy here. All right, no, never mind. I'm an absolute fool, and I saw a way better line as soon as I realized I had to bottom a card. Oh, man. No turn 1 play. Don't do this to me, man. Do I slow roll? I think I slow... Oh, wow. I think I just freaking top deck for the win, like a pog person. All right, let's go ahead and crack this one. I think we want to just get the basic forest here, and then I'll cast my scout. And oh wow, opponent shifted from like slow playing through the turn as well to sixing through the turn. I just felt the change in dynamic there in permission and response time. So he definitely had the lightning bolt then. Cycle's Forgotten Cave. It really feels like he had the lightning bolt there. So here we can still resolve our Daybreak Coronet and do our Bogle things. We find a Sentinel's Eyes as well. That's pretty nice. So nice big attack, 5 damage, lots of life gain. We're not out of the woods yet. Blast Zone, Blood Moon can be very, very big problems for us. Where's my snippet? Then go. He cycles another Forgotten Cave. I guess we just gotta dodge the Blast Zone. Blood Moon does a little bit to us, but not as much as Blast Zone at this point. I think at this point my opponent needs to do some Burning Inquiries or Goblin Laws into getting a big board state with Hollowed Ones, and then set up for a Blast Zone next turn. Playing Blood Moon here doesn't do enough, especially when I have 2 basics and Daybreak down already. I'm going to look to play around Blast Zone. Wow, he goes for the Blood Moon. Okay, well now we don't have to play around Blast Zone. Unless he's sideboarded in some ratchet bombs here or some Oblivion Stones, I think we're just safe to get the victory here over a few turns. We find Griffspoon there, which is nice. It means he can't chump block us. Opponent also missed 1 point of damage by not attacking us with the Flame Blade Adept in the previous turn. Flamewake Phoenix. So cast our Sentinel's Eyes here. It's pretty well a free aura, some extra life gain each turn. Mitigate whatever Flame Blade Adept is doing. We'll get in there. Jump block from the Flamewake Phoenix. They can always get it back. Interestingly enough, also, our opponent did have the 2 Stomping Grounds in their deck for those Life from the Loams, but they've opted to sideboard out any green cards that they've had. And they haven't had anything to bring back in. Alright, opponent continuing that attack for 1 damage. And what is the follow-up here? Cycle Hollow One. Second main instead of during combat phase. Seems odd. I think there might be a bit of a tilt factor at the moment. Cast a Flamewake Phoenix, okay. Alright, well we just top deck the Spirit Mantle. That's going to be the win. And beautiful. Alright, we'll take that one. We will take that one. Alright, that's our play points back. That's a qualifier point. Nothing too exciting there. But, you know, decent nonetheless. Alright, now deck-wise. What are my thoughts at the moment? I think that this Knight of Autumn here hasn't done much so far. I still don't hate including it in the deck because it is a versatile card. Unfortunately, we just haven't versed any bridge decks since we've had it here. I think the one bridge deck I've versed, they ended up destroying my lands with Sundering Titan and I couldn't cast the blasted thing anyway. Leylines in main deck, I'm not like super in love with it, but I'm not really seeing too much of a better option. Maybe we could look at main decking some Surgical Extractions instead, or Heroic Interventions. I guess it just depends on what half of the field we see. Other than that, I'm sort of liking the consistency of auras. I think I've gone back to like a similar like aura strat that I've had before with the splits of Griffspoon, Sentinel's Eyes, Spirit Mantles, and Spider Umbra there. Spider Umbra has definitely felt a little bit less important to me in the last few leagues, but I'm not ready to cull it just yet. So our deck and our sideboard look like if we do move them there. What do we reckon? Heroic Intervention or Surgical Extraction is the 2 of? Oh, a whole bunch of stuff is blocked by my chat box there, sorry. I think on the off chance that you're versing Uro, it's just going to be like way more important with these surgicals, right? This is like sort of funky. I'm cheating sideboard cards in here, but they're not, they're like semi-versatile at the same time. Like surgical could be very good against a variety of different decks. Even just getting the information of what's in our opponent's hand, what's in their main deck could make interesting choices for our sideboarding as well. Knight of Autumn's pretty good. Heroic Intervention's like the only questionable one. Probably the main question here is if I had the third surgical extraction over the rest in peace, would that be main deck as well? Maybe, maybe not. I think I want to try the deck like this for now with the ley lines in the sideboard. It might work better, it might work worse. Maybe I'll have another look at the meta game before I make decision about going into my next league. But yeah, that's going to be it. Concluding this league here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any thoughts with the construction, inclusions, main deck, or sideboard, please let me know down below. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for daily Bogle content and ring the bell for more. Thank you all once more. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.